This is math lesson 8.4, and the learning target here is to represent functions using words, equations, tables, and graphs. This is similar to what we did in the last lesson, but we're going to take something that has words, we're going to put it into an equation, then we're going to put it into a table, and then we're going to finally put it into a graph. All right, so let's start with this one. This is words. A mouse can travel 8 miles per hour. Write an equation to find out a total distance, d, a mouse can travel in h hours. Okay, so we have our words here. Represent functions using words. Okay, now I want to take these words and put it in an equation. Okay, so let's do this. Equation. Now, it says write an equation to find out the total distance, d. Total sounds like it's the complete. So d equals 8 miles for 1 hour. So if I wanted 2 hours, it'd be 8 times 2. If I wanted 3 hours, it'd be 8 times 3. It's 8 times h. 8 times my hours. And that'll get me my total distance. Okay, so d equals 8 times h. That's an equation. Okay. Now, let's do a chart. Or let's do a table. Okay. This is my distance. No, that's not how I want to do it. I want to do hours here, and this will be my distance. Because this is the output, this is the input. Okay. So with my input, say I want to find out 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want to find out what's his distance that this mouse is running for 3 hours, for 4 hours, for 5 hours, for 6 hours. So this is my x. My output is my y. So, or based on these, my hours, that's my distance. So I'm going to put 3 hours in here. 3 times 8, I'm going to go 24 miles. 4 times 8, 32 miles. 5 times 8, 40 miles. And 6 times 8 is 48. Okay, so the function is 8x. Just has to be 8h, because the h represents the hours. Okay, so if I put my hours in here, 3 times 8 is 24. That gives me my distance. I could have done something like this. I could have said, well, I don't know how many hours he has to run to get to 40. So then I go over here and I say, well, I know my distance, d is going to be 40. d equals 8h. d is going to be 40 equals 8 times h. Then I just have to find my hours, which is this one. That's being multiplied by 8, so I divide this by 8, divide this by 8. 5 equals h. So then I know my h is 5. Okay? Because we did this algebra last chapter. You know how to find the variable. Now, so we have our words, we have our equation, this is our table. Now let's graph it. Okay. This is 0. This is my x, is the bottom. That's my y. And I now have 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go up to about 48. I'm going to do it by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0. Okay. So now, this is my hours, and this is my distance. I have 3 hours, 24 miles. 3, 24. 3, 24. Then I have 432, 432. Then I have 540, 540. And then I have 648, 648. Okay, so I put this table, I was able to put on this graph, and I can see where they are. And I can kind of see that every time it's another hour, it's going up 8, up 8, up 8. Okay, so it's being multiplied by 8 each time there's another hour. All right, so this is a lot, but it's the words, it's an equation, it's a table, it's a graph. Okay, you should be able to do all that. Let's go over here. I'll do one more for you, and then you'll be good to do the guided practice and independent practice. On this one, we have the words. It says Sam can make 36 cookies in an hour. Okay, it's kind of like the mouse running so many miles an hour. I'm gonna say Sam can make 36 cookies in an hour. Okay, cookies, hour. All right, so let's do 36 cookies in an hour. So my total cookies, total amount I make is going to be equal to 36 in 1 hour. All right? So 36 times my hours is going to get me my total cookies. So say it's just 1 hour. 36 times 1 hour, that's going to get me 36 cookies. Okay? 2 hours would be 72, and on and on. Okay? So, here's my equation. And I gotta always make sure that my equation makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I've done something wrong. She can make 36 cookies in 1 hour. Okay, so I have an hour, I've made cookies, 36. So if my 1 hour is 1 times 36, I have 36 cookies. It makes sense. Okay, now let's put it into a table. So I have my hours here, and then I have my total cookies here. And my function is 36 times h. Okay. So I'm going to do for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and 4 hours. In 1 hour, we've already established that it's 36 cookies, because 1 times 36 is 36. Let's do 2. 2 times 36, 72. Okay. 3 times 36 is 108. And 4 times 36 would be, let's see, there's 144. Okay. So if I work for 4 hours, I can have 144 cookies, because that's making 36 cookies in 1 hour. I got my words, I got my equation, and I got my table. I could find out how many hours it would take me. Say I want 360 cookies. I want 360 cookies. How many hours is it going to take me? Well, it's 360 equals 36h. So I just have to find how many hours. I want to get this h all by itself. It's being multiplied by 36, so I divide this by 36, divide this by 36. This gets me 10, this gets me h, 10 hours. Okay? So for 10 hours of working, I could have 360 cookies. All right, that's the power of finding this equation and then putting it in this table. You can find out all sorts of information. Okay, now let's see, we got the words, equation, table. All we're missing now is the graph. So let's graph it. And I got 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my hours. And this is my cookies on this side. Okay. And we know that 0 hours gets me 0 cookies. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my x. This is my y. And we're going to go up to 144. So let's go by 25. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, and 150. Okay? So now I just have to graph it. 1 and 36. 1, 36 might be about here. 1, 36. And then we have 2 and 72. 2 and 72. 3 and 108. 3 and 108. And then we have 4 and 144. And you can see by this that every hour I do it, every increasing hour, I'm going to get 36 more cookies. And that's how I take a word sentence, say I can make 36 cookies in an hour, and I'm able to put that into an equation that can help me find all sorts of information. And I can put that in a table, help me make sense of the information, and then I can graph it on here so I can visually see it on a graph. And I can see that every hour I go, I'm making more and more cookies. Okay? So this is how you take functions, put it into words, equations, tables, and graphs. Go ahead and watch the guided practice and then do the independent practice. Let me know if you have any questions.